Welcome to Monza for round 2 of the 2018 Michelin Le Mans Cup. From LMP3 to GT3, we've got 27 cars on the grid for this race. Let's take a look.
Before heading to the race, let's catch up with the teams who dominated the season opener.
The first race in Castellet went really good. We won the first race. Only on the end there was a small mistake last lap. That was a little bit scary. He had a spin, but he still won the race and we went really happy.
The Autodromo Nazionale di Monza will present an exciting new challenge.
The circuit's going up really flat, the old circuit, a little bit bumps, but we go really fast on the straights. With good overtaking, I think, a couple of corners, but the corners are really good and the chicanes also.
Kyriakos Nielsen were the runners-up in 2017, and again at Le Castellet, they challenged the title holders.
DKR, you know, they were last year's champions. They obviously know what they're doing. They have a very quick car, and you know, probably more importantly than anything, they have a very quick driver lineup. But there are a lot of other very quick teams out there in driver lineups too. So we can't rule anyone out. We just got to do the best job that we can do, and you know, see where we end up at the end of the weekend.
In the GT3 category, Kessel Racing started the season perfectly with a win, and their 3 cars were all in the top 4. But Monza isn't Le Castellet.
The racetrack is completely different. Here is a very fast racetrack. Mainly, most of the time you are driving flat out, and there are 3 very tough break-ins where it's very important to have a good balance of the car, but also fast corners. So the main goal will be to stay out of troubles. For sure, we will try to make our own race. We know that our rhythm is okay to fight, and we'll do our best. Let's see on Saturday evening what will be the result.
Second in Le Castellet, Spirit of Race again expect a close battle in Italy's Cathedral of Speed.
It's an older track, it's a different tarmac, it's more narrow, it's very fast. It looks quite easy, but as you have just straights, and then you have a chicane and another straight and another chicane. But for being fast, it's quite difficult. If you do a small mistake somewhere in a corner, you lose all end up in the straight, and the lap time is gone. So it's quite tough here to be on the top, and it will be very close between all the cars here. Yes.
The Michelin Le Mans Cup offers amateurs the opportunity to race alongside professionals, and so to considerably improve their performance.
It's not impossible for an amateur driver to go racing without the help of a pro, but without a doubt it will take you an awfully lot longer to get to your potential, and you'll probably never get there without some help.
Since 2015, that help's come to Lannon Racing's Michael Benham from Duncan Tappy, an ex-Formula Ford and Formula Renault champion.
In his own right, he's a top-line driver, and to bring that experience to a gentleman driver such as with Michael, it's huge. And some drivers can do the job, but some drivers also have that ability to translate it and to teach others, and Duncan has that really good.
He's very patient. He speaks in very clear terms, particularly if you go back to when we started working together. He made it seemed very obvious what it was I was doing wrong, and made it obvious how I was going to improve.
The thing I'd probably say to Mike the most is don't brake too late, because he's already really good on the brakes. Really, from the first time we worked together, his braking technique has been very good. It was more concentrating on less is more sometimes, and actually concentrating on the exit of corners was something we've always, and we still work on to this day.
It's just a gentle iterative process, not trying to go find huge chunks of time, just find little by little, just so that we're building, hopefully, through the whole weekend, so that when it comes to the race, I'm driving as consistently and as fast as I can.
After competing in GTs and taking a podium finish at the Road to Le Mans, the pair have graduated to LMP3 this season.
Everything that Duncan has said to me over the last 3 years makes significantly more sense in the P3 car, because the P3 car will show you your mistakes much more readily than the GT cars, which will help you with the electronics and so on and so forth, and you won't realise you're making quite the mistakes that you are.
When he makes a mistake, he kind of relates it back to when we've been going over data and video, and it just makes a lot more sense to him now. So it's really been a good place for us to coach, for myself to coach Mike, and if it, hopefully it will carry on, and we can move on to bigger and better things.
Those better things didn't take long to arrive, qualifying in Monza to be precise, as Michael Benham claimed a first pole position for Lannon Racing.
I didn't think I really believed that this would happen, so I'm delighted. I have to say, a huge thanks to the team first. They worked so hard on the car, and it's phenomenal to drive. And also to Duncan, my co-driver, my coach. We've been working together 3 years, and this is for him because he's worked really hard to get me here. But yeah, it feels just amazing, just amazing.
Here on the grid, we're about to get round 2 of the Michelin Le Mans Cup underway. In LMP3, we saw lots of emotion from Michael Benham as he gave Lannon Racing their first pole position. In GT3, well, it's the EB Motors Porsche that will start ahead of 5 Ferraris. But will our pole sitters be able to bring it home? Well, there's only one way to find out. Let's go racing.
You may now start your engines and please clear the grid. Green flag, we have started the formation lap for the Michelin Le Mans Cup.
Lots of nerves in the Lannon Racing garage. Michael Benham pacing the field around. Anthony Wells in the dark car alongside him. Eric Debar and Adrien Thuillier behind. Number 8, there's our GT3 points leader. And the red lights are off. We are go.
We have started the Michelin Le Mans Cup race.
Solid start from the front row men. Michael Benham with the red and white, Anthony Wells alongside him. But look at number 3, that's Jens Pedersen trying to come down the inside of the man in front of him. He was 5th on the grid. And it is Michael Benham that leads. Anthony Wells in 2nd, Eric Debar in 3rd. Jens Pedersen might get through to 4th place on the curbs there. Pier Giuseppe Perezzini, 71 Ferrari, and a nudge around. That's Gerald Kraut in the number 9 Cool Racing LMP3 car gets spun at the first chicane. Sweeping through Curva Grande, the Ferrari is Christoph Ulrich outside Ricardo Sanchez in the 44 yellow LMP3 car. Wheel to wheel through the Roggia, and 39 Adrien Thuillier just hanging on there in front of teammate Sergio Pisani, but Thuillier shuffled down the order in the first corner from 4th on the grid. Michael Benham leads from Anthony Wells. 3rd place, Eric Debar, and then the orange and black number 3 machine up from 5th place on the grid, Jens Pedersen. And Pedersen shaping up for a move on the Norma in front of him. The CD Sport car goes defensive in the middle of the road. Is Pedersen going to try it in the first lap down into Variante Ascari? He decides that discretion might be the better part of valour there. GT3 leader, the purple nose of Sergio Pianizzola's Kessel Racing, number 8 Ferrari ahead of the pole-sitting Porsche as they head down towards the Parabolica for the very first time. Michael Benham leads Anthony Wells again, 30. Eric Debar goes defensive, but here comes Jens Pedersen, dives to the inside, carries a lot of speed into the Parabolica, but he is up to 3rd place. Good move. Down to Ascari, battle for 2nd. Anthony Wells, dark number 2, just ahead of Jens Pedersen. But right behind, there have been changes. Adrian Keeler has got through into 4th, ahead of Eric Debar, and now pulling out to the slipstream, coming straight down the middle of your picture, Nicola Schatz for DB Autosport. His Norma down the inside of Eric de Baar's Norma, and he goes through for 5th position. His target is right in front. And there is the red, white and blue car of Adrian Keeler. Nicolas Schatz carrying lots of speed through the Parabolica, trying to slipstream up behind. Jens Pedersen trying to do the same for 2nd place on Anthony Wells. Who's going to make the move? Pedersen comes down the inside. So too is Schatz in the 21 car. Pedersen covers the corner off, takes 2nd, but Schatz does not get through for 4th place. Good defending by Adrian Keeler in the Graf Racing Ligier. All arms and elbows behind. Really good start to the race for Nicolas Schatz in the 21 DB Autosport car. Now trying to move around the outside of Adrian Keeler in the Graf Racing Ligier. He's got the run down into the Rogier. Is he in 4th? He is, as he releases the brakes and turns in up to 4th place from 8th on the grid. Down the straight comes Nicolas Schatz, the silver-rated driver. Goes by Anthony Wells for 3rd. DB Autosport playing a trump card. Let's take a look again at the start. Everybody fanning out wide down the straight and trying to make themselves room. And that's where the Ferrari nearly got through. And the overhead shot, unusually, almost no contact at all. It was only right at the very back where we saw the number 9 car of Gerald Kraut getting turned around. And nobody shot up the escape roads as well. 1 Ferrari on the curbs, Pier Giuseppe Perrettini, and then a little bit of After You Claude right in the back row. Battle for 2nd place continues to rage on. Michael Benham leads. Jens Pedersen, now he made progress. He's got Nicolas Schatz behind him, and trouble in the gravel. 65 and 79 off at the Lesmos, as Sergio Pazian runs into the back of Alistair McCaig's Acuria Cos car, and both are in the gravel.
We are under safety car, leader slow down.
Less than 10 minutes of the time has elapsed, and already Sergio Pazian is out of the race. Safety car keeps the field under control. And in the pits, Alistair McCaig getting the car fixed up, ready to rejoin. We go green again, and the battle is on for the lead. Jens Pedersen has jumped away from the number 21 car and now attacking Michael Benham for the lead. Goes through, just hangs on to it, but that was a huge moment for him. And further back, the number 30 car, Eric de Baar, gets shuffled down yet another spot. Leaders already in Curva Grande, and Michael Benham is the man still in front. Jens Pedersen outbraked himself, clearly slid through the chicane and couldn't hold his momentum. And now here's a chance for Nicolas Schatz. Is he going to take 2nd? He is going to take 2nd. That's brave stuff. Nicolas Schatz up to 2nd from 8th on the grid. Michael Benham now, with the most aggressive overtaker so far in the field, diving to the inside into Variante Ascari, and that was a good pass. He made it neat and tidy, and he made it stick. Michael Benham robbed of the lead, now down to 2nd. Thomas Saccari in the 99 N-Race Ligier pulls out in the battle for 5th. Jens Pedersen, will he do the same? He's leaving it very late, but he sends it down the inside of Michael Benham. Oh, Benham has to turn in. And Pedersen and Benham both have a huge moment, and that allows Anthony Wells to close right up. But Pedersen is through for 2nd, Benham 3rd, Wells 4th, and Thomas Saccari did move up. He's in 5th position now, ahead of the number 40, the lead Graf Racing entry, and that is the car of Adrian Keeler. So all sorts of changes. Very entertaining opening lap. Nicolas Schatz, the race leader from Jens Pedersen, and the Kessel Racing Ferrari easing away from Pier Giuseppe Perrettini's AF Corsa car, the number 71 machine. So that is your GT3 battle. The Abu Motorsport are down to 3rd ahead of the 51 Spirited Race Ferrari. And despite Pier Giuseppe Perrettini getting eased onto the curbs at the very first corner, he is giving chase. Here's the battle for 3rd in GT3 then. Christoph Ulrich closing in on Paolo Venerosi. The Abu Motors Porsche, quickest in qualifying. Obviously didn't get a good rub of the traffic at the start. And now being left to fend for itself against the Ferrari. Ferrari GT3 cars always strong here at Monza. Looks like today is no different. Battle for 9th place. On the left-hand side, Thomas Akare with the delayed Alistair McCaig behind him. Akare also made a mistake. Ooh, so too does Jean-Ludovic Foubert in 9th place. The Norma squirrel sideways, and through goes Akare. Akare, don't forget, was up into the top 3, then went off. Christoph Ulrich finally gets close enough to Paolo Venerosi to have a stab down the inside. Can he get it squirreled away? Yes, he does. Nicely squared up. And off the corner he is, at least for the moment, up into 3rd. Paolo Venerosi in the Ebby Motors Porsche, fastest in qualifying. But race pace maybe not quite where it needs to be yet. Nicolas Schatz, the race leader, right behind Sergio Pianezzola in the 8 Kessel Racing Ferrari. That's your GT3 leader. So the GT3 leader about to go a lap down, which means Schatz will have lapped everybody apart from some of the LMP3 cars. And through he goes. Sergio Pianezzola, leaving plenty of room for Nicolas Schatz. And Schatz into the pit lane, the race leader, down to the 60 km/h mandatory speed limit. And he's not the first in, but the DB Autosport driver is the race leader. DKR's number 3 car, Jens Pedersen in 2nd, Michael Benham, and then number 25 car in 3rd. A few other pit callers as well. And Nicolas Schatz has driven straight out of the pit lane. Now, did he not spot his pit box? Were they not ready? What on earth happened there? Nicolas Schatz grinding to a halt in the pit exit road, and this could be really quite dangerous because he's trying to stay in the middle of the track. No, he's not. I think he's trying to find a way off the track. He is. Has he run out of fuel? That is astonishing. He has run out of fuel. He missed his pit box. And the goal is wide open. Jens Pedersen has handed over the number 3 championship leading DKR Engineering Norma to co-driver Leonard Hogenboom. And the race leader has run out of gas. They are absolutely a shoe-in here. Cars in front of them also stopping.
Information to the pit lane, we're going to move car 21 under yellow flags.
End of the road for the number 21 car, and that is a real disappointment for DB Autosport. Leonard Hogenboom in the number 3 DKR Engineering Norma, now the race leader. Ricardo Sanchez has just stopped late in the number 44 car, handing it over to teammate Andy Cummings. He comes back out of the pits in 3rd place because through 2 has gone the number 2 car from Akira Kost. James Littlejohn taking that over from Tony Wells, who started on the front row. And there is the number 25 car of Duncan Tappy. Now, he was in 4th place, having taken over from Michael Benham, and here's why. Trying for 3rd, and Andy Cummings and Duncan Tappy make contact, and Tappy is in the gravel. And that'll be the 2nd DNF in a row for Lannon Racing, unless Tappy can get out of there. Yellow flags down at the Parabolica, but Duncan Tappy well stuck. There's number 14 car, RLR Motorsport. Ahead now of the 44 SPV racing machine. So RLR with Job van Uitert in 3rd place now. Andy Cummings will need to chase. Little damage on the left front corner of the car as we go full course yellow.
Full course yellow. We are under full course yellow.
And that's to give everybody a chance to recover. Duncan Tappy.
Track is back to green.
The battle then, and this is James Littlejohn chasing Leonard Hogenboom. Car number 2, Kyriakos Nielsen, the Ligier behind the number 3 orange and black car, DKR Engineering's Norma. James Littlejohn racing in GT3 in the British GT Championship last season. Graduating to the LMP3 cars here. We've got lots of historic and modern GT racing experience. Giacomo Piccini now in the number 8. Kessel Racing Ferrari still leading in GT3 quite comfortably. And the 88 Ebby Motors Porsche, Alessandro Baccani now in 3rd place. But the 71 AF Corsa with Marco Ciocci means it's a Ferrari 1-2. There is Marco Ciocci. Andrea Piccini is in 4th place in the 51 AF Corsa Ferrari. And trouble for Andy Cummings. The Ligier in the gravel. And that is the Roggia on his own. Too much speed on the way in. And it doesn't make the right-hander. Andy Cummings dragged out to the gravel, all green here at the Roggia. Battle for 3rd in GT3 coming towards us. There's the 77, Andrea Piccini for Kessel Racing. Closing in on the Porsche there in the foreground, Alessandro Baccani, the Ebby Motors Porsche in 3rd.
Drive-through penalty, car 77, for a violation of Appendix L, Chapter 4, Article 2B, Code of Driving Conduct.
And that's because of that rather rubbish shutting of the door on the number 40 Graf Racing entry. So Andrea Piccini serves his drive-through. Chance of a podium is gone. Final lap for the race leader, Leonard Hogenboom and DKR Engineering. We're almost at the end of the race in Monza. Battle for 4th. Spirit of Race Ferrari versus Kessel Racing Ferrari. The penalised Andrea Piccini. DKR Engineering, Jens Pedersen and Leonard Hogenboom. They won in Paul Ricard. They are going to win in Monza, the 2nd win in a row. And it's the same story for the number 8 Kessel Racing Ferrari. Sergio Pianezzola and Giacomo Piccini are 2 for 2. Victory in GT3, the perfect start to their season. As in Le Castellet, DKR Engineering dominated the field in the temple of speed that is Monza, finishing almost 20 seconds clear of a Kyriakos Nielsen. The number 8 Kessel Racing Ferrari was just as comfortable in GT3, 11th overall, 4 spots higher than in Le Castellet. 2nd in the championship as they arrived in Monza, the 79 Kyriakos Nielsen team finished only 23rd, losing ground to the championship leaders.
That was a good race, perfect weekend with DKR, and they gave us a very good car, and I'm totally satisfied. We had only one Focus yellow, and then number 2 was in the back of me, and then green was a little bit fight, but after that I make a gap a little bigger, and we were really happy with it.
Celebrating victory, the crew of DKR Engineering's number 3 Norma, Leonard Hogenboom and Jens Pedersen. 2nd spot on the podium going to the crew of the number 2 Kyriakos Nielsen machine, Anthony Wells and James Littlejohn. And the final spot on the podium for RLR M Sports number 14 pairing John Ferrano and Job van Uitert. The top 3 in the race are also the top 3 in the LMP3 title race. DKR Engineering's number 3 crew with a handy points lead, looking very much the team to beat.
It's amazing. I mean, fantastic circuit, an amazing team and great teammate, especially a big friend. And as usual, you always do the most of the part. So I just had to control at the end, but the car was amazing and yeah, it's fantastic.
Well done.
Win number 2 for Sergio Pianezzola and Giacomo Piccini. Alongside them, the 71 Ferrari crew, Pier Giuseppe Perrettino and Marco Ciocci, with Ebby Motors Porsche crew Paolo Veneresi and Alessandro Baccani also making it onto the podium. The number 8 Kessel crew also have a handy lead in the championship. Next time out though, it's the double header at Le Mans.